Welcome back to NSG Spring 2025. We are raising money for the Norwegian Association of the Blind and Partially Sighted, whose main objective is to achieve equal opportunities and status in society for people with visual impairments and other groups of disabled people. But right now, we have Space Invaders 1999, so Viper, please take it away.
No problem. Thank you, Linky. Right, so just quickly before I get started, this is not the typical Space Invaders that you know and love from the 1970s when the originals were out that Atari made. This was a 1999 reboot, one of many reboots of Space Invaders, one that I grew up with as a kid. I also brought something for our guests here at NSG, so unfortunately for all the online lot, unfortunately, you've missed out on this, but in the UK, these sold. These are Space Raiders. They're crisps that I don't know if anyone else ever got them. We've got pickled onion and beef flavor. There's also barbecue rib flavor, which is in like a purple pack. But yeah, if you're at NSG, we do have some for everybody here to try if they want to do so. Anyway, I'll kind of cut that out. So this is the PS1 version of the game, as I said, so we have got saving options and everything. So this is called Earth Percent. Basically, we have to beat the game, essentially. There's a normal difficulty and an expert. If you beat the normal difficulty, it only goes up to Earth. I mean, why they didn't call it any percent Earth, I don't know. And then the expert goes up to a bit further, and I'll get to that a bit later. So because this is a 1999 remake, it means that out of everything, that you've got power-ups and stuff that you wouldn't get in the original 1970s game. Anyway, if we're ready to go on time, I can give Tech the countdown, I think. We should be okay with that. Give you a countdown in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Okie dokie, good stuff. Right, and we're off. Immediately we're into a loading screen, so you can tell immediately that this is the nothing like the original. So this shows each individual planet and what we've got here. So how it all works is we've got to just make sure that we take them down one at a time. Now what's really interesting about this is, if I can get it, yes, so one of the main things, obviously you notice right off the bat, is that we have these, in particular we have these little power-up things that we're getting. So you can do this, which makes levels go by very quickly. And as a result, I can do this. And I can also use this to my advantage. I'm just going to see if I can get this. Not quite what I wanted. So what I'm actually aiming for there is the space, these things here. They drop power-ups. Now, unfortunately, not all the time. You'll have to wait until every single thing that the AI has dropped. You have to just wait. So I'll just have to wait for that. And oops. They also get faster like you'd expect. So hopefully gonna make this. There we go. Good stuff. So yeah, we start at Pluto and we work in a anti-clockwise direction. There we go. So it's like an anti-clockwise sort, not anti-clockwise, anti-solar system thing. So you start at Pluto, which, funnily enough, is no longer classed as a part of the solar system. But anyway, so we have between each 5 rounds in this, you have this little segment where you get to shoot spaceships. And the faster you do it, like that, the faster you're able to sort everything else out. So you can do that like that. There we go. So they actually work as they should, which is good. So one of the main things above everything else is what's quite unique is the fact that you have the shield, which is quite useful. But the main thing above all else is, in my opinion, the double shot. Now, every time that you die on this, you lose all the abilities. There we go. So I've lost all the abilities. If like I said, I've not got game over yet, or basically if I get destroyed, which is quite easy to do. So one of the things as well with certain parts is that you get you can get several different power-ups, but one of the main ones that's useful the most is the fact that you get what's it called? Can't really speak at the moment. I'm trying, believe me, chat. I'm trying. There we are. So you can do this where you can get these different power-ups. Just try to think off the top of my head, to be honest. Half of this is just off the top of my head. You get 4 power-ups in a row, and they're different. So that was not what I wanted to happen, but anyway, there we go. Should be fine. I could probably make this work somehow. I don't know. Anyway, let's see. So we do have, just like in the originals, we do have the what do you call it? We do have the original lot. However, now we get this. So after every 10 levels, you have a boss, and this is the boss, and they all have their own. Yeah, they all have their own thing in particular. So this guy will be constantly trying to kill me. This is also useful as well when you've got double. What is it? Double shot. There we go. So the other thing actually that I've not mentioned, so also I'm going to keep spamming this until I do that, is that after every planet, so I think it's 8 planets altogether, and each planet has its own unique alien. And some of them are simple enough. You don't really have any unique aliens in Pluto. Neptune shows the first of these unique aliens. So depending on the alien itself will depend on like this. So this is the unique one here. If we wanted to use it, we can do. So I want to make sure that I'm getting that. There we go. It's also easier to shoot them down as well. That's the main thing. So, see how we get on with this. So you do have, I think the original might have had this. I could be wrong if it didn't. But one of the things that is useful is you see the green boxes here. These green boxes are, I think it's kind of obvious, but if it's not, then yeah. The main thing about it is that you've got a certain thing in particular, which is interesting. There we go. There we go. Nice. We should be alright. Yeah. So you can do this, where you can shoot everything that you need to. It's kind of hard to explain, I'll be honest. I'm having a bit of trouble explaining this one, but yeah. As I was saying, there's quite a few different things that's involved in this. So one of the main ones above all else is the fact that you obviously get different. What's the one? What we're trying to say? You get different things, power-ups. That's what I'm looking for. That's the word I'm looking for. And yeah, essentially, you want to make sure that you're obviously always using the power-ups whenever possible. The faster you shoot things down, the faster you can clear it. Now, the game does revolve around, well, on the leaderboard, RTA is less of a matter. It's all down to in-game time. I always think there's a bit of a time difference between PC and PS1. Getting this to work on PC isn't too bad these days, but it's still a bit of a problem. So just be aware if you do try and run this on modern hardware, then you might find that you'll end up getting an interesting surprise. So one of the main things as well is obviously when they touch the end of the screen, they will obviously what's it called? They will, if they reach the end of the screen, they will start going the other way, and obviously we want to make sure that they're not doing that too often. So all good fun. So my strategy for this is I don't have one, I'll be honest. I just aim to try and get rid of them as fast as possible. Now my aim's not perfect, I'll be honest, but like for this one here, this is where the what's it called? Where the main thing comes in useful. So for example, here. There we are. Might work better. So I've actually got double shot already. There we are. So this freeze one here is actually a bit of a pain because what I want it for is nothing. I don't actually want it for anything. So you can see here that we're actually using this here to make things a bit easier. There we go. So swarm missiles are actually pretty good. Some are really annoying. So for example, you might find that in certain ones, for example, we've got last one here. There we go. Right, so we've done with all the levels with Neptune. Now we've got the main boss. Now, this is also what this comes. Oh, I missed her. There we go. So that's her defeated. I say her, I don't know. It looks female as an alien, I guess. But yeah, that's Neptune done and dusted. We're going to be blitzing through these, hopefully, as best as we can. So I'm not going to pronounce this planet, but you know what it is. It says it on the screen. Either way, as we move through, so this one's interesting because these explode and they turn into fire. And you know when someone says this is fire, yeah, I don't think this is what they actually had in mind. Also, that's a lot of blooming things I'm getting. It's interesting. So, like I said, the key thing above all else is to try and make sure that you get in. Obviously, you don't have to collect anything. You can if you so desire. It's not needed for the what you call it, the aliens. Now they do only take a certain amount of punishment. Also, if them things manage to drop down enough, then they actually start going around the screen. So you may remember that when it comes down to these in particular, like with certain aliens as well, when you get, I think it's in the original. In the original one, I'm pretty sure it is the original. But yeah, in the original game, they did actually used to come down, which was interesting. So it's like, oh, okay. There we go. There we go, get rid of it. Unfortunately, these can be a bit slow, so we have to be careful. Also, what have we got here next? Let's get rid of a good chunk of these, and get rid of them. Nice. If you're lucky, you actually might be able to get some of these before they actually do anything. Like that. There we go. So a lot of this is point and shoot. It is similar to not like the original Space Invaders in a way. The main thing above all else is the power-ups, I think. That's the main thing. Because if I remember correctly, the original didn't have power-ups. Not for the 1970s anyway. Games having power-ups, what is that? No, it probably would have done. But in the original, as far as I'm aware from what I played, yeah, you don't really have power-ups. But one thing I will mention, which is really useful, is that I think I kind of mentioned it before as well. But basically, so we're doing obviously the normal mode. But there is a expert mode, and the expert mode essentially allows you to progress to another 2 planets. So in this game, it ends on Earth. But if you play in the, what's it called? So in this one, you finish on Earth. However, if you end up going to expert, you end up going to 2 planets extra, which are Mercury and the planet Homeworld. Alien Homeworld, sorry. There we go. Nice. That actually loaded up pretty quick. I don't know why, but okay.
Hey, Viper.
Yes.
I have a joke for you.
Have a donation.
A donation and a joke.
Okay, go on.
I have a 50 kroner donation from Infinity June saying, what's a Space Invader's favourite food?
I don't know.
A Mars bar.
I don't know if I should laugh or cry at that.
I know that was a bad joke, and I'm sorry, but I'll make up for it with this donation. Good luck on defending the solar system, Viper, and look forward to seeing you again in May for UKSG.
Likewise, thank you very much for the donations. Appreciate it all. Also, this is an interesting one. So, yeah, this is a very interesting one. Because normally I should be able to... There we go. Nice. I managed to strike before. So what that one does is that one actually, its main thing is once it finishes shooting you from both sides, it ends up dropping a ball on you, I don't know, a laser ball, I guess, right on you. It just drops it on you. So it's actually kind of interesting. Also, these guys love to... So the special element for this one is actually... is that it loves to drop whatever it's got. It loves dropping it. I'm pretty sure as well, like I actually have failed this one a fair few times. This is what I mean as well. You can see what I mean. Drops it like that. So most of this is actually... I think this probably goes without saying because of the game structure. That... it's very similar to a button mashing simulator because you basically are doing, that's what you're doing. There we are, nice. Also, the more aliens you can get rid of from one side, the faster it is. I think I said that earlier on, but yeah. One of the main things above all else is just trying to make sure that you're not, make sure you're not doing anything bad or deliberately losing. So it's like this one, for example. I can just do this if I so desire. There we are. So that means that what's going to happen now is it's going to... There we go. It'll hit something. There we go. There is actually something I didn't mention. The soundtrack for this game. So you notice that each, like, planet has its own unique soundtrack. So the soundtrack actually can end in a different kind of way. That sounds really stupid, but, like, bear with me. So what I mean by that is the fact that you can have, depending on where the soundtrack ends, you can end up having it where it's like, as you can hear now, the music just sometimes it starts and stops. They created the music in a way that no matter where you started or stopped the music, certain effects would either stop or carry on. Which means that everything... I know it sounds a bit like really silly thing to pick up on, but it's something that I would call, I don't know, dynamic sound stopping? I don't know. I don't really know. I don't really know. It's just one of them. It is very strange. Also, boomerang time. Because apparently, yeah, that's a boomerang of some kind. It's quite funny, actually, considering everything else. It's like, right, okay. So what I'm going to do is, I actually want to get rid of the green and the blue ones quite like early on. Mainly because, well, here's the thing. Oh, blimey. Come on. There we go. I can just do that. So I actually got lucky with that then, which was very unique. Very nice. Okay, I don't really want to be picking that up. So the reason why, like in a regular playthrough, you would pick them up. And the reason why I didn't was because of the fact that, well, here's the thing. them time freezes do freeze time. And whilst they do make the game easier, which, yes, that's true, you don't want to be slowing the game down. We're not here to take our time with the game. We're here to power through the game. So there you go. So there we go. So what I need to make sure I do here is, now I probably can get him. There we go. Here we go. So now I need to make sure I'm spamming. Come on. There we go. Got it. Nice and easy. Quote unquote easy. That gets rid of Saturn. I think we're about halfway done already. I think that's 4 planets done if I'm not mistaken. Jupiter. Now, where do I start with these things? Freezer. Yeah, not great. These things come right down to you. And if you're not careful, they will... Well, they will attack you from the ground level, and it doesn't sound that bad, does it, at first? But these things do deliberately pack a punch, which is why I try not to make sure, like, any are alive. It's the first thing I get rid of, to be honest. And somehow I managed to do that, I don't know. This is what I mean. These things come down. There we are. Now that noise you heard then, that's actually an interesting noise, because that noise basically means that I've just got an extra life, in case you were wondering. So this is also a level where you can... There you go. There we go. And we've got to wait. We have to wait. That's another thing with these cloud things as well, you need to wait. There you go. Nice. And what I can do here is get rid of them. So luckily these things won't kill me too bad. At least I'm making sure they don't kill me. Nice. And off it goes. Okay, get halfway through. Now we're on to the mothership shootout. Like I said, fairly straightforward. Yeah, I don't know if you want to come in with anything in particular, Linky. We've got more than enough time.
Well, funny you should say that, because I'd like to shout out Macrathon, because you didn't do it in your last one. Macrathon is a biannual online speedrunning event that shows off the best of the racing communities while raising money for Get Well Gamers UK, a UK-based charity dedicated to bringing electronic entertainment to children's hospitals, hospices and other facilities for entertainment and pain relief. NSG are proud to provide technical support to Macrathon, as well as broadcast the event to our great audience. The next event, Macrathon 2025, will be held on May 3rd to 4th. Game and volunteer submissions are still open but closed this Sunday at midnight at GMT+1, so that would be 1 AM for those folks here in Norway. So if you want to make sure to race on over and get your submissions in now, the links to both the games and volunteer submissions can be found both on the Macrathon Blue Sky account, the Macrathon 2025 Oangus page, or on the Macrathon Discord server.
Ooh, there we go. Thank you very much, Linky. So here's the fun one. So there is quite a number of different, I guess, Space Invader. Ooh, blimey. That's another thing as well. Them things will also come down at the very end, so I have to be careful. And just do that. There is actually one particular one that you do need to use stuff for. Also, I don't think I've ever got that lucky with a double shot. That's 3 in a row I just got with a double shot. That's quite unique, to be honest. What's this one again? So what I want to do is I want to make sure that I destroy him. There we go. Managed to destroy his last one. Phew. Nice. So I think that puts us at... We've got Mars next. Now Mars is interesting. These are called bursters. If I shoot these... Oh no, it's not these ones actually. No, it's fine. If I shoot these, they actually fire something at me. So Mars is actually like the bane of my existence. I need to... This is why. So every time you shoot one of these things, yeah, that happens. Which you're like, what happens? Basically, they go up into a million bits. And they do cause a bit of a pain as well. Sometimes there's just no escape from these things. But I would hope that one day we find a way of defeating these other than just the usual way of doing it, which is, well, all good fun. So yeah, shields and the double one will be a massive help here. And also, same with these as well, getting the, if you use a, like, for example, oops, not quite there example, it wasn't a great example. So basically if I use like one of these on one, then I actually don't get the effect of the nasty side effect of being killed by its debris, I'd say. Same with if there's anything in particular. So like, for example, this bit is a bit of annoyance because it's like, I've got to do that. I've got to make sure I get this right. So I've got to do that, and then I can do this. Oh yeah, that's their special ability. The other thing as well that I have to keep an eye on is not just the ground level, but I have to keep an eye on everything else as well. So you're like, what do you mean, eye on everything else? That's what I mean. Like that. I have to keep an eye on all their stuff going about, because now, not only are you keeping an eye on things, you're also trying to keep an eye on other stuff as well, which isn't great. So, any more? There we go. Any more? Yeah, there's one more. Always one more, isn't there? Okay. Now this is the main thing above all else, is like as I was saying, it's trying to solve the problem of defeating these before they hit the floor, and also before. There we go. Nice. Got through that nice and easy. The weird thing is, the Mars, I think it's Mars thing itself in general is just, it's fairly interesting when it wants to be. There we go. Like I said, I am just waiting for these. I'm not actually gonna. Ooh, hello. Actually, that'll do. I said before about not using these, but there you go. Give me a shield quick. on. There we go. There we go. Blimey. It's what, if you're wondering like why it's taking all my concentration power and the rest, see no further than this game, I guess. There we go. There we go. Nice. Right. Okay, so here's the problem now. So these things are gonna... Yeah. These are a problem. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna attempt to take the most out of them by basically not having... And then there's this guy, it's just on his own. There we go. I actually somehow managed to make that. I don't know how. God knows. I generally don't know how I made that. But we take it. We take it. Okay, so next one is Venus, and then finally we obviously got Earth. So Venus has literally what it says in the name. These are kamikaze ones, and here's why. They hit the floor the moment they get shot. Which does mean one thing. I do believe as well that this doesn't actually have much of an effect on anything in particular. There we go. Nice. There we go. Venus level 2. I do like the music for this. Also, yeah, this is the thing. You can actually make them... There we go. Nice. You can actually make them shoot up if you want. It actually makes a hell of a difference as well. Because then it's like, ooh, okay. You're probably wondering why I'm not using it now. It's because of the fact of... I could do that if I so desire. I'd rather not. I'd rather get the line of them and then do it. A bit like that, really. Funnily enough. There we go. Just about got it there. There we go. Nice. Oh, hello. I didn't realize. Okay, I didn't see him coming down. Okay, so it turns out that these things don't like, not only do they not like to be shot, but they don't like, yeah, they don't like being shot, but also they don't like coming down so fast either. But give them a power up, it's like, no, I don't like that neither. Okay, so we have our nice midsection block here. Again, this is supposed to be the downtime in the run. It's far from it, it's still part of the run. It's like playing a mini game inside of a game. It's weird in a kind of way. There we go. Right, so send them up there. There we go. There we go. I honestly don't know how, but yeah, sure. I managed to make that. I don't know how I lived that. So these ones are gonna be fun because it means that I've got to somehow there we go. Okay, so what we're on? 8. It's interesting because I'm like, yeah, I can apparently do this. Oh, Christ. Nice, okay. I am playing it cautious. That's why. Damn it. That's kind of what I meant. So now I'm back to I'm not just vulnerable now. I'm having to now take these down one at a time and just hope that something comes along. Okay, I've got something. Oh no. Oh Christ. There we go. Okay, one more. It's 2 lives there. Oh, an invisible thing. Okay, I've got something. It's not filling me much confidence, that, I'm not gonna lie. Oh dear. You're probably wondering why this is a bad thing. It's because of the fact that basically what I need... Jesus. I need the... that. Aha! This. A double shot, perfect. That is exactly what I need. Now, what I can do is whilst he's doing that... Oh, okay. Not gonna get it. Okay, I'm fighting the boss with nothing. This will be interesting. So the boss is an interesting one. It's there we go. Okay. One more planet. Alright, we've done with Venus. Let's get onto Earth. Blimey. Right, Splitter. This is the bad one. So this is an interesting one because now what's going to happen is, you know when you shoot an alien? Yeah, this one breaks into parts. And apparently, the apocalypse on Earth for Space Invaders is happening on Earth. More specifically, it's happening in Tokyo, because of course it friggin' is. Because where else would it be, apparently? There's an end of the world scenario. Where does it end? Of course it's in, like, Tokyo somewhere. Always reminds me of that meme, I think it was. It's like, it looks like Godzilla, but it's not Godzilla. That's another thing too. Oh god, okay, not good. There we go, okay. Yeah, the other thing is as well, I think that the AI, the aliens, sorry, I think they move a bit faster in the final one. I'm convinced they do. Because I always seem to find that stopping the AI just seems to be way more effort than it is in the originals. I don't know. Well, not way more effort than it is in the originals, but like, you know, they seem to just not want to stop for whatever reason. Also, I think these ones just don't move. Are these just not moving? Okay. There we go. Eventually, we got a level 5. Here we go. Supposedly that's actually saying something in Japanese, which I don't understand, but there you go. Never mind. Okay, the last motherships thing. Let's hope that I can actually get... There we go. Ooh. Nice, okay. Yep. Wow. Completely missed my shot. I don't... These are frozen. They must be done. Must be frozen. Oh no, they've unfroze. I guess they stay like that after till a certain point. I don't know. Either way, digress. Oh, double shot, just what I need. I try and get rid of the purple ones first, if I can help it. Just because. Well, you know, why not? Get rid of the purple ones first, because it's like, yeah, we get rid of them. Done. I think they also seem to go a bit more aggressive now with this, if I'm not mistaken. Also, if I seem to collect something, there we go. There we go. Yeah, apparently Earth needs to be evacuated according to this. I mean, it would, wouldn't it? Of course it would. There we go. Nice. Level 10, which is just these apparently. There we go. Double shot for good measure. Right, okay, here we go. Final showdown. Here's the big boss. There we go. There we go. He's killed me, oh no. Also, time's coming up pretty soon. Time wants to come up now. And time. Whew. That's it. We successfully defended Earth. There's a special bonus in the main menu. Does anyone like to guess what that is, maybe? Also, here's the game summary. Destroyed 2,545 aliens. 38-17, that feels quick for me. Don't know if that was a PB or not. Like I said, it runs off IGT more than RTA, so I don't know. It could be a PB. We'll see. But yeah, we also get a nice ending cutscene for our actual things. Yes, this game does have an intro and an ending cutscene. This cutscene is supposed to be different depending on what happens. I'll just kind of like let it play out and just say a few things in particular. There you go. It turns out, Space Invaders, he's destroyed all the alien fighters, and apparently the aliens have lost. It's like, damn, I lost. So then the aliens just leave. Apparently this is what happened in Space Invaders. I don't know. But yeah, apparently the aliens just leave. Anyway, whilst all this is going on, we have now been honoured with our badge for defending Earth and keeping all of the aliens away. And apparently that's what we look like. And of course it's America that saves the day. Because who else would it be, right? Anyhow, meanwhile, I think it does tell a pretty good picture, to be honest. So that alien spacecraft, yeah, about that. Into another dimension. And it's returning to the mothership. Ooh. Turns to the mothership. What could this be about, I wonder? Yes, there is two different endings to this. This is like the main ending that you would get for the game. So it turns out this alien spaceship has gone back and said, Earth, this is all the information about Earth. So this alien spaceship's like, okay, I'm not letting... No one beats my little lad up and gets away with it. So the alien spaceship shows up and sends in its troops all around the Earth. Let's see if you can defend Earth now. And then that's the ending. There is an alternate ending where I think it's as you defeat everything else, you end up actually going and destroying their spacecraft, which is really good. Also, Can actually do NSG, it's short enough. Hey, there it is. Top score. I score. Hey. And there you go. And let's go return to menu. And that's it. So yeah, like I said, so just to kind of quickly recap. Space Invaders was made, this one was made in 1999. It was made by Activision. Yes, that Activision. It was developed in, like I said, in the late 90s. You can get this for PC. You can obviously play it on the PlayStation 1. I think there was a Saturn version as well. Or no, N64, PS1, and PC. There was a Game Boy Advance release, which by default actually lets you play through Mercury and the Alien Homeworld, and plays very similar to this. It's weird how on the GBA version of the game, you're able to play the whole game, and yet in this you have to play the expert mode. Also, there's a demo mode that shows you how the game works. The other thing is, as well, is this game's 2-player, so if you want to bundle it in, granted it's co-op, local, but if you've got a friend, yeah, you can play this in co-op. I don't know if that was a thing with the original. Might have been. I don't know my history that well. But yeah, imagine 2 people teaming up to defeat this. Yeah, you probably would destroy this game even faster. You just have to keep an eye out for each other and make sure everyone gets like an equal amount of kills and stuff like that. I think it would be absolute carnage with 2 people, to be honest. Anyway, yes, I'm going to wrap things up there. Like I said, if you're in the UK, obviously you know about these Space Raiders crisp. We do have 2 different ones. If you're over at the NSG venue, obviously we are giving them for guests, so sorry if you're not here, but yeah. Anyway, on that note, I'm going to wrap things up, and I'll be back on Sunday with SBKX, which is a motorbike racing game, something completely different for me. And yeah, I'm going to hand it back over to Linky, so Linky, it's all yours.
So I have your PB up on SRC. What your time was?
Right.
It was a 37-minute time and 38 seconds.
Is it an IGT?
Well, that's what it says on the board, so...
Alright, so it's not on PB then. Might be an RTA PB though, I don't know.
We shall see.
Anyhow, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Thank you for showing that off, Viper. We're going to go to a quick intermission as we set up for our next game, Captain Blubber Banning of Zark. Very interesting time. We'll see what it is, but don't go anywhere. We will set that up and get started for more speedrun goodness. So see you soon. We would just like to thank you for watching the Norway Speedrunner Gathering, a 3-day speedrun event that is coming to you live from Urum, Norway. We have risen money for NABP, the Norwegian Association for the Blind and Partially Sighted. The main objective is to achieve equal opportunities and status in society for people with visual impairments and other groups of disabled people. One of the many things they do is that they provide eye surgery against cataracts in developing countries. With a gift of 500 kroner, you can help a fellow human being get their eyesight back. In developing countries, cataracts often leads to blindness. So, just with that simple 500 kroner donation, you can help someone get that very, very important sense back. Not only that, if you also give 500 kroner, it could also be put towards training a dog to become a guide dog for those who are also visually impaired. That 500 can contribute to friendship, security and independence.